we have an American man and we have a Russian woman.
In America, you can't give a girl on the first date flowers unless she's traditional.
I don't want to offend Russian men.
Oh no.
It was boring.
Oh.
Yeah, it was boring.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, Afro-Lev, roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. And today we have two guests on the channel. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Bernard, and I am a Russian-American born in Latvia, both U.S. citizenship and Russian heritage from my mom's side.
I'm Natalya. I'm a Russian girl.
Just tell us about yourself.
Yes. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay.
Well, me, for example, I worked as a software developer and a business analyst in the United States.
Yeah.
I worked for a company that was building government licensing software for 2.5 years. And now I'm here in Russia trying to establish my life and, hopefully get work soon in the IT sphere in Russia.
Awesome.
So.
And Natalya was here in previous videos, or the previous video about dating in Russia, what Russian women want. You can give them a brief introduction about what you do.
Yes, I'm a worldwide expert in health, including your body, and also I'm a coach in self-development and spiritual mentor also for men and for women, especially for women who want to heal herself from all the trauma and to find her match and to build a great, happy relationship with her match. Nice.
And it's lovely to have both of you on the show. Today we're going to be talking about relationships, and we have an American man and we have a Russian woman. Right. The first thing I have to ask you guys, how did you meet?
So we originally met at like a home church group. There was a church I used to go to, and they just had this home group, and Natalya happened to be there, and she was invited by the host of the home group because from what I remember, she was on the YouTube video or helped the shoot, you're gonna have to cut all that. Okay. But she was being given questions on an interview on YouTube. Yeah. And the guy invited her to the home group where I used to go with them all, and that's where I met Natalya. And since then it was like love at first sight. Like she was asking me about where I was from, and I told her I lived in 3 different countries, 2 different states, and also she noticed that I was speaking both in Russian and English, and that really turned her on. It made her happy to see that. And I also noticed that she was really good with and is really good with English as well as Russian. So and from that moment, I just after the home group, I just exchanged numbers with her, and I just was interested in her, and am interested now. And then that's how it started.
I see. So you guys met. When did you meet? Was it a few months ago, or?
We met a month and a half ago.
Nice. Yeah.
And ever since, it's been great. So
it's nice. So both of you have obviously been to America. I remember you. Did you wait?
I was born there.
You were born there. Yes, you were born there, and of course you lived there for 16 years.
Yes.
Okay. So with you guys being together, of course you have American heritage, Russian heritage, Latvian heritage, everything wrapped into one.
More Russian than American.
More Russian than American.
Not so much for Latvian, no.
Yes. And do you notice any differences between the dating world in Russia
absolutely.
and America?
Yeah, in America, you can't give a girl on the first date flowers unless she's traditional. I did that once, and I scared the girl away. And it's just you can't be a man. Also, paying for the bill. I tried paying for the bill, and it really made me feel bad that I couldn't pay for the girl's bill. She's like, "No, I'll take care," and just the attitude is basically very feminist, the toxic feminist way. But in Russia, it's so easy to date a girl. It's just you give her flowers, and every time she appreciates it, and
That's
she
nice.
doesn't think anything negative about it. And every time you open the door for her, or like with Natalya, for example, I open doors for her. I give her flowers, and I surprise her, and she loves it. She appreciates it. And my experience in the United States, I couldn't really do that. I'm not saying all American women are that way. There are traditional American women.
True.
They're just very hard to find. And but for the most part, the majority of them, because they go to the public education system, that system teaches them how to be feminist. So
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And for you, what is the difference? Have you dated Russian men before, and do you see a difference between them and an American man, or is it just basically the same thing?
No, it's totally different thing for me, because I know I don't want to offend Russian men.
Oh no. Don't be offended. It's her experience, please. Okay.
But my experience I haven't dated all Russian men.
Yes, she
So,
her experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
yeah, but for me, it was boring.
Oh.
Yeah, it was boring because he's very interesting. Like he speaks English, he speaks Russian, he is well educated, he has some interesting story about his life and moving all these countries.
Yeah.
And it is so interesting, every time I'm listening to his stories, I can listen to it more and more and more every time, like maybe 10 times, but it's still interesting for me, like so interesting. And for me it's very important because when I was dating Russian men, maybe third, fourth date, I felt boring because this men who I was dating, they wasn't so well educated. They have interested like dance, drink, I don't know. But no, for example, with Bernard, we go to museums, to special places.
Yes.
Like he's very intelligent, and I was like, that's why I stopped dating Russian men, because I felt that it's so boring, Just I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 dates, and that's all.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Then, so yeah, he's the most interesting man.
Once again, this is her experience. Do
Yeah,
not
this is
come
my
for our
experience.
heads, okay?
Yeah, because for example, I know lots of Russian
Yeah, of
women
course. Yeah.
who are happily married with Russian men.
Yeah.
And they just have a really good connection in intelligence. I mean, like mind connection. They understand each other. They're interested with each other. But for example, for me, it was always like not enough because I have English knowledge, Russian knowledge, and my parents just influenced and give me so much energy and knowledge. So I always knew that for me, it will be not so easy to find my man because I knew that I have very high standards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Understand that. Yeah, generally I feel like Russian women have these lofty standards, as they should. I mean, if I have a daughter, I mean, she'll be half African, half Russian. My wife is Russian. I expect her to have very high standards, of course, because I don't want an idiot for a son-in-law.
Right.
So
but I too also had high standards, which is why it was hard for me in the U.S. Because what I was looking for was in the U.S. I just knew that my girl's going to be in Russia. In general, she's not going to be from here because I can relate more culturally to a Russian woman than an American woman, even though I was born a U.S. citizen. But that doesn't mean anything. It's just a stamp.
Yeah,
because I was born in a foreign soil. I wasn't even born in the U.S., but it's just a piece of paper I was given. Now, I'm not going to discredit that I'm not American because I have an American family, so there is part of me in America, but my soul is in Russia, and it's for the Russian woman that's right next to me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And by the way, it was interesting fact that before Bernard came even to Russia, like I felt like, that I'm a healer. Yes. I can see something, like I can feel something that will be in future. And I several times I asked God and old heaven about my future husband, and I was told that he will be from America. And I was asking, should I go there? But I was told like, no, he will come. And I said, okay, I will just wait.
It's like,
for
okay,
him.
God, I got you. I'm staying.
Yes.
So yeah, it's fate. It's fate. I mean, it has to be fate. I mean, these things come together. I also agree with some of their experiences because, as I said before, my wife is Russian. Her standards are very high. I chased my wife at least 6 months before she actually gave me the time of day. So she saw how committed I was. Like she's like, this guy's not. He's actually kind. He's getting me gifts. She's like, what is wrong? Is he something wrong with him? You know, because I guess she wasn't used to that
That's great.
approach. But I took my time, and I noticed that the standard was a lot higher.
Yeah.
Because where I'm from, I come from a very party nation. You know, people are generally just dating each other.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Just one week, and then they go to the next one. They hop from one person to another.
Like next to next to next, you know?
For me, I date when I know this woman is a potential wife for me. That's when I date, not when just because I want to have these experiences and then destroy my emotional state of a breakup. Like, I can't believe how many people realize that they're actually destroying themselves emotionally by just dating just for fun.
Yeah.
When I date, I do it. I come in like, you know, I don't want to call it a business deal, okay? But I'm like a businessman. I think, hey, I'm coming in because, you know, this I'm being serious here. This is you know, this is what I want. You know, this is a deal. Like, are you in it or not?
This is the Natalya coin in in the stock.
No, but but no, obviously it's a relationship. It's more than that. You don't want to play with the business sense. But my point is, I guess, go in serious about it, not just like
going fully. Don't you know? Dilly dally, you know, be serious.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I agree with that point. But your families are obviously from different places.
Yes.
And how do they feel about this? Are they completely supportive? Do you have friends and family that are like, no, don't do that?
Yeah. My parents are very supportive of my decision being with Natalya. Like, they love Natalya. They, the first call that we had with them, and even before the call, when I explained to them what Natalya is like, they were just so happy for me. And when we had the call, and they were even more happy to see her. And also, Natalya's mother got connected with my mom through Telegram.
Wow.
And, you know, it happened all naturally that both our parents, you know, like each other as well. And, you know, just approve us. And her mom approves of me as well. And just, you know, her family likes me. And, you know, her father, like I was down at their dacha. They have this great banya. I love banya. I love the Russian banya.
Yeah.
And I was with him in the banya, and then afterwards we had like a family dinner, and then he gave me the toast of approval. He just basically, in summary, just gave me the approval to be with this gorgeous woman right next to me. And he just, and he just, but it was such a great moment for me because like, wow, Natalya's father has his seal of approval for me because you know, he basically said like, well, we're wishing the best for you too and hope that great things come out of this relationship.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, great. I was like, I felt like this deep, I felt like this deep, warm feeling inside that I gained the trust of her family. So in that sense, both our family members approve of us being together. So they're happy for us.
It's so nice that you still maintain that traditional aspect.
Yes.
Because I did the same thing.
Yes.
But mine was a lot funnier because I was asking my mother-in-law to be whether I could marry my wife Christina. And then I remember asking her, I was just like, can I marry your daughter? And she was like, are you sure? I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, what? She's like, no, I don't. Of course I agree, but are you sure? I'm like, what do you mean? Are you sure? And she's like, no, I'm just asking. I'm like, I'm sure. I love her. She's like, I was like, okay, fine. I don't see any problem. I was like, what are you talking about?
I saw a picture of you two. You're a great couple together.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, like, no, like, great.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. Yeah. So yes, it's nice that you kept that tradition. You met your father, and you went through those stages, and it's nice your family agrees. Is your family?
It was so interesting that this time, for me, it was a sign that our family like each other. And interesting fact that also first I knew his family. And then by accident he knew my mother.
By accident.
it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned yet.
Yeah.
So they saw each other when I was talking with. We decided to talk online first time, and then by accident my mom decided to go to my flat, and he was there, and they knew each other, but they liked each other. Like, you know, I saw that from the first sight when they were like talking to each other almost for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I just, oh my God, they have a special day.
It was my first conversation with her was 2 hours straight online. It went great. It was very,
nice.
it was a very productive conversation.
I was just amazed that it's possible.
Wow.
No,
Then I understand that they love each other.
Yeah,
I
she has a smart mom. She's a sweet mom. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
She's great.
for me it was a really sign that our families like each other.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, I mean, it's easier when the families agree.
Yes.
It's always complicated when it's like,
Yes.
no. Yeah.
I find it important that the families also should, like you know, for example, down the road, when you marry somebody, you also you're marrying into their family as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
So I always prayed for, and it was important for me that my family got along with her family.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was also praying for that.
yeah, it's
It
important.
worked.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
grace
so
working.
congratulations on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, so obviously, even just by the title that people are going to see on YouTube, they're going to be like, okay, American woman with Russian. Sorry, I farted it. I'll cut that out.
Well, technically, we are
Yeah.
both Americans.
Yes.
She is a dual, but she's more Russian, though. She is more Russian.
So I didn't get it wrong.
No.
So yes, but yeah, like obviously,
Yeah.
people. I'm sure a lot of the people that are watching this now would ask, how does it feel with the climate that we have right now? Of course, you have a lot of Russophobia. You have a lot of people
Right.
that don't necessarily like America. Does that influence your relationship at all? Or is it just like
No,
in the background?
no, not
Yeah.
at all. Like I've not even witnessed a single Russophobia or Anglophobia, if that even exists. Anglophobia.
I think it
No,
must.
I didn't hear about it.
I never heard it, but it should. I mean, Yeah.
It might though. Who knows?
Might, who
But
knows, yeah.
No, it's been great. Like I mean, here in Russia, like no one looks at me differently from them.
Mm,
So
yeah. Yeah,
I
so it's
feel
not a
good
weird
here.
thing. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
How do you plan to balance like the languages and the culture? Do you have an idea yet,
No.
or
that
just let it flow?
we probably still have to work on that, but in my
Mhm.
experiences learning both languages, me having an American father and a Russian mother, like
Yeah.
my mother would speak with me in Russian, and then my father would speak with me in English. So that's how
smart.
I was able to
Yeah.
get a grasp of both
Languages, yeah.
and especially when I moved to Moscow, went to first and second grade in Licey Stolichny, that's up in Kolomynskaya.
Mhm.
It helped me get better in my Russian even more. So
Wow, yeah.
yeah, but I've always spoken English with my father though. But with everyone else in Russia, it was Russian.
That's
Interesting
perfect, yeah.
fact that when I was a child,
Mm.
I was planning to do like that. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I wanted, like
Okay.
I was a child, I don't remember how old I was, but I was thinking that, it will be great if I will give my children like this experience to
Mhm.
to both of the languages from their childhood.
But that's how I always
Yeah.
thought of it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking when I was a child, and like dreams come true. So
They do,
So
yeah.
dream,
Dream,
It's very
dream
important.
big.
Dream
dream
big.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Of course.
guess it's amazing. I mean, Russian, English, that would be amazing. Kids having that language, both languages rather. Yes, and okay, with of course you having your ties in the States
Mhm.
and you of course living in Russia now, you want to bring up your kids in Russia, correct?
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
What drives you to keep the same mindset of raising kids in Russia rather than America?
It's because America has went in a decline,
Mhm.
culturally speaking, and I would hate to see my children go to a public school system where they have a homosexual teaching them
Mhm.
something that I disagree with
Yes.
and not how I'm raising them. However, me personally, I would rather try to have private education for them or homeschooling just because I think, and I don't know, Natalya, we've had this discussion. Do you agree
Yes,
on
I
this
agree
as
with
well?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we both talked about it. Like, yeah, I would say private or, like homeschool would be the best option just because, that way our children learn the values that we would like to impart to them.
Yes.
Because when you send them to a public system,
Mhm.
they just get taught by other people. And what's the point of being a parent if you let someone else be the parent of your own children?
They don't have to be influenced by a lot of things that might be radical. It's just basic. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
And it's just the right pathway, of course. I have one last question for you, and then we will head out. What advice would you give to people that date people from different countries? Because, of course, there are different aspects and different mindsets. What advice would you give to them?
It's hard to say for me because I
Mhm.
always followed previous advices before dating. But it's interesting. They seem to not work. The best thing that works is just following your gut, following your soul, knowing, feeling what's right. Like, is this the right thing to do or not? And then, if your gut tells you yes, then do it. If no, then don't do it. I don't know. I mean, as long as I could say this, that's most important, and this is what I love about me and Natalya is we communicate a lot with each other. We communicate our feelings, our thoughts. Like we're open to each other. Like we've even talked about so many topics that are just like serious, deep down to earth. Just family. Sex, just all the topics that are very important.
Yeah, these are very important in a relationship. Yeah,
I don't know how many people do that in start a relationship, but I think it's important to go into these topics early and having communication, being open to each other. Not like for example, let's say I'm feeling bad or she upset me. I don't want to like hold that in too long, because if I do and I don't tell her that something upset me, then it's going to turn into a bomb. And it's vice versa. Same for her. If I hurt her in any way, I expect that she'd be open with me about it. And, as soon as possible. And same for me.
Of course.
Especially when both of us notice, like, hey, is something wrong? Like, just being open, just being serious. Yeah. And usually it works out when we're being honest that we, work it out, and just communication is key. That's probably, I could say, the most important thing is communication. We could talk about all the other stuff, how to, seduce someone, blah, blah, blah. Of course, my goal is not to seduce. My goal is to like show true love and compassion for her. Yeah. And that's another thing I would say is, just show true love to, your, girlfriend, boyfriend, just show true love and just, show that you care, I mean, it could even be like the smallest simple things like, offering to help with something, or let's say your girlfriend or boyfriend, they get sick, and you offer to help them out, or and then giving flowers, especially for us women, giving flowers every day, surprising her is always great. I love surprising her. Yeah. She enjoys my surprises, and it makes. It's funny. Like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's a waste. You're wasting your money." Blah blah. No. I actually have satisfaction with blessing her.
It's the nice
satisfies me to bless her. Yeah. So, it's for me, it's satisfaction that I'm able to bless her with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Let's say roses. Yeah, like
it's a nice
and
gift,
surprising her with it, because I love to surprise her.
Yeah,
and that's.
You guys are so sweet. I'm definitely, it's a perfect couple right there.
Yeah, and just also I would say from the perspective of a man, just taking charge. Making sure that you're taking initiative. You have a plan.
Of course,
and she loves that I plan, and I'm think ahead. So
yes,
yeah.
It's easy to love him because he's a real man.
There's no difficulty.
But I love her because she's a real woman. Like
there you go. Yeah. There you go. Any other advice you want to throw?
Yeah, I want to hear your perspective.
Yeah, but I want to say that first thing it's open your heart, totally open your heart, because nowadays a lot of people say like open your heart, but a lot of people just don't understand how to open their heart. So
how is the problem?
Yeah, that's a problem because, for example, I was told the same thing, and only in 3 years I understood what it really means.
To open your heart.
Yeah, to open your heart. Yeah, that's why I became a healer and a coach, because I made my mistakes. I tried to understand how to open your heart. I did it, and then I found a real man. So that's like it's the evidence. Like it works. It works.
Thank you, my love.
Yeah. So and this what I'm loving doing now. So like inspire a lot of women and men that I know the path, how to heal all the traumas.
Yes.
Because it's like the most important thing, because you can go to like multiply amount of dates, but you will fail everything, because you're just have a lot of traumas, you have closed hearts, and it won't work. Or you will find a manipulator, or I don't know, toxic relationship you will have, and this is a problem. Worse, So first thing is open your heart, and second one is to be totally be yourself.
Yes.
Be
Be yourself.
yourself.
Be
Just
yourself.
I
don't
agree.
try to put on
Mhm.
any mask. Just show the real who you really are. Because it's like when you go to the date and you just put on this mask, you pretend to be someone who you're not, who you are not, and another person thinks that it's really you who you are, and then after a month he just disappointed, like because he didn't expect you to be like that.
Yes.
So you just waste your time and waste the time of this another partner. So it's like stupid, because anyway, after some time you will understand that
It's
you're
not the
playing.
real person.
Yeah, this is like performance, but for what? What?
Mhm.
Because the person didn't know who you really are, so
Right.
it will be like he'll see it or she will see it, and I don't know. So it's easier to just save your time and
Be
save the
yourself.
time of a partner, just to from the beginning just show who you really are, and that will help another person to understand if he really just feel that you are the one or not, and it will be really easier. And so of course, as I can say that I had this part that from the person, as we talked with you like in the previous video, that
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience, not a lot of, but I had experience, traumatic experience, toxic experience,
Mhm.
and that made me just exploring information, try to find what can help me to heal myself from all that. Yeah, and I have an evidence now that I know the past. I know the
Thank
past.
you.
She has
Yeah.
evidence.
I know the past that really any person, like a man and a woman, can heal from all this trauma. Just do the right preparation and find their true match, true partner, and it's possible. So
Yes.
that's why a lot of men and women now asking me privately, like for an advice, what I can recommend them to do, like first step, second step, third step, because like. Of course, a lot of steps and advices you can take to yourself, but the most important thing is like the steps. Like this, it's better than you just doing it like I don't know in house. Like it's horrible. Like I'm a structured person. I need to like first step, second step, third step, and you will just step by step go to the first thing that you will go to the best version of yourself.
Mhm.
That's very important. And then like there is a law in this universe, like, and this God, heaven, I know universe will bring the true match for you, because you're the best version of yourself,
Yes.
and it will be like the boom, and this will, everything like become with sparkles in your life. That's the time when you will be prepared. So if you're inspired of my story that I told you, that about our story, so you can just don't be shy, just write me privately and I will give you the best I can. So I can recommend you something, just you will know your story, I will
Yes.
understand your problems, because different people have different problems. For
Exactly.
example, I'll have this one have this one, and if one person comes to me, I will just see, you are so perfect, but there is one thing you should just improve. And they improve, and whoa, they met their guy or girl. It's a miracle for me, and this has become my mission now, because I want like every couple in the world to be happy. Because like we discussed before interview, that there are couples who are struggling with their relationship,
Yes.
and they don't allow themselves to be happy, and another one to be happy. So just
It's a cycle, yeah.
Yeah, it's easier just to be happy for to be happy for everyone, and it will be easier, and I will be so happy to influence on this world and to make couples be happy together. And as I wrote really a book, and I wanted to publish it, and I would hope it be a bestseller, and it will encourage a lot of people not to give up, because on this path to my true partner, I was thinking about giving up so many times. So I think the most important thing, when you go through this all this experience, there should be support near you who will just help you not to give up, not to just agree to the low standards as we talked with you, the previous relationship, but just maintain that what you want and this work on yourself, and you will go to this best version of yourself, and you will meet your guy or girl, and you will finally happy, and you will thank all universe and all people who were around you that you just didn't give up, and you will find that strength inside to fight for what you stand. This is so important. So you just can find me, you just can ask me, I will do my best, I will help you, because I want you to be happy.
Exactly. Thank you.
I also want to add, I was just thinking the support, that's so important, is you have to support one another. And especially like for me, for example, I love when Natalya supports me, especially, let's say, for example, I feel down about myself. She just is so encouraging. It's like, no, this is a lie. Don't believe that. You're so much better than this. And that is so valuable.
It is very valuable.
And I do the same thing for her too. When she feels out, I try to make her feel, that is so important. Like support for one another. That's true love.
It is.
That's true love. And also passion. And passion is so important in a relationship. Like you have to have passion for each other, which we do. So
and I think that this is a good example of how people can connect with each other, regardless of where they're from. And once again, thank you so much for being here. We are going to put all of Natalya's links in the description, her groups. If you don't understand Russian, do not worry. There is a translator on Telegram, and you can also ask her some questions. And I will also share the link to our previous video. We talked about what Russian women want. Perhaps you would like to pursue a Russian woman. We also have some advice on that. And that is the end of the video. And thank you guys again for coming. And as always, we are roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. Ciao.
Bye.